In this video, we're talking all about Standy and the Minnesota ROKKR, a team that have gone from looking like the worst group in the league. They were really suffering, 10th in the first major, 2-9 hardpoint record, and all across the board, just some really poor statistics. Pull in Standy, and suddenly they've gone on to top their group and look like real dark horses for Major 2. But what is it about their play that they've changed? Well, let us break it all down for you right here. The first thing that he has fixed is their pacing. Now, when the Minnesota ROKKR first pulled their roster together of Accuracy, Attach, Major Maniac, and Priester, a lot of us questioned how the pacing would work and said that this would be their weakness. And pacing's a hard thing to kind of generalize, but if we look at the statistics, then it's around how many engagements they take in a game. A fast player will take more, a slow player will take less. Looking back over stage 1, there was a big problem around their pacing at the end, that you ended up having this really quick entry SMG in Priester, this relatively quick main AR in Accuracy, but the other two were relatively slow, and you had this weird situation where your main AR and your entry SMG are effectively in a pairing, and then your second SMG and your Flex are in a pairing, and that's extremely unusual. And actually, the relationship that you need to have in a team, and all the top end teams show this, is between your entry SMG and your Flex. And the Minnesota ROKKR didn't have that going on, with Priester and Major Maniac performing at completely different paces throughout a match. Bring in Standy, and this has been fixed. Not only do you now have a great relationship between Standy, their entry, and Priester on the Flex, but across the entire team, the spread is far less. Accuracy's been able to slow his game back down a little bit, and just across the board, they all look like they're actually playing together and not in two separate teams. A massive thing that they needed to fix, and it's a huge part of being a good respawn team. It's where you get all the trades, you get involved in everything together, and you can overwhelm the other team and get some key gunfights going your way without needing insane gun skill or individual moments. The second thing that Standy has fixed in this squad is hill time. He's contributing about 20% more hill time per 10 minutes than Major Maniac was, and this is important when you consider that a lot of their losses in hardpoint, despite it being a 2-9 record, were actually really close, and they weren't being blown out the water. And finally is slaying power. Major Maniac was on a 0.99 KD in hardpoint across stage 1, and he wasn't doing too much better at the start of stage 2. Standy, on the other hand, has come in and is rocking a 1.08 KD, top 10 in the game, and that's even more impressive when you consider that he's an entry SMG whose role is to basically fly in first, headbutt everything, and take pressure off the rest of the team. He's not only managing to do this with his engagement rates, his hill time, but he's also then putting out good numbers on the slaying figures and taking a lot of pressure off the rest of the guys, allowing them to do their roles. So there's three things that show just how Standy has turned this Minnesota ROKKR side around. Let me know what you think in the comments below about whether or not they are true dark horses for this second major, or if this is just a honeymoon period and it's all about to come to an end.